What's up, everybody? Welcome back. John Levesque here. Today, I am joined by my friend Prashant Shukla. How you doing, Prashant?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I am just got off the Power Platform Community Conference, which was a lot of fun, and now I'm kind of bummed trying to figure out, well, what's the next big thing? And so there was a lot of hype about virtual agents, and wanted to keep the hype train going, show people how do you get the most out of virtual agents. And so very excited to have you here today to talk about topics in virtual agents. And so for those of you guys who don't know Prashant, he is a BizApps MVP. He's been in this space for a long time. Prashant, I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself. I know you got some slides. Go ahead and share your screen and give yourself an intro to the people.
Sharing it now. So I'll start off with the agenda today, and then I will provide an introduction of myself. We're looking at topics in Power Virtual Agent. The agenda for today is what are topics, how can you author topics, what are nodes there, and what it brings within Power Virtual Agent, and briefly look at system fallback or fallback topic.
Cool.
About myself, I'm all about the no-code way. My blog is DIYD365. That's how I got the idea to do things on your own. So basically do it yourself. So everything, if somebody says they can solve it via programming or code, I say I can do it without it. It might be a longer method to do it, but I can still do it. So that's where I call myself as the no-code way person. I've been in the industry for 10 years now. I started off with MSCRM 4.0 long back. Now it's called Dynamics 365, and now we've got specific apps. I also head business applications division for Experience Digital. Business applications MVP, I got my award 1st of January this year, and I got my Microsoft Certified Trainer certificate mid-year, I think, around June.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Big year.
so I got that too.
Yeah.
I run 3 user groups in Queensland, Australia, Gold Coast 1 and 2 in Brisbane as well. All of them are BizApps, be it Power Apps or Power Automate or Dynamics itself. I'm also organizing a global event because we spoke about PPC conference. So we're doing a global BizApps day, which is like almost 25 hours as well, happening in Australian time zone, starts 9 a.m. AEST 31st October.
Okay.
So I'm unsure.
Nice.
I think you'll be 14 hours behind.
Okay.
So that's about me.
Very cool. Nice to meet you. Great introduction, and you're going to teach us about topics, which is awesome. You know, it's funny. I recently started learning Power Virtual Agents myself, and I made the mistake of I actually went and stuffed all my information I wanted the bot to do in the greeting. And so I'm excited for you to teach people about topics so they don't make the same terrible mistakes that I made.
I'm unsure what mistakes you made because it's pretty easy, but I'll definitely share what I know.
Cool.
So we will be touching system topics, user topics, suggested topics, and fallback topics. These are the 4 types which you can see currently in Power Virtual Agents. We will look at all of them. So let me just go to my instance of Power Virtual Agent. Here. You can see the screen as well.
Sure do.
Right. Okay. So once you have created your Power Virtual Agent trial or the instance, you land onto this screen, which is home. Now you see that a lot of information is provided here. Starts off with topics, but you also have learning resources here, which is a good way to start. So if you're a new user, it's really good. You can go through any of that. I'll just share a small instance. Before Power Virtual Agent was launched or released in the market back in December, I think 2019, I already had researched about other tools or similar tools available because I was always interested in doing something related to chatbots. And all of those, I wouldn't name obviously any of them, but they always claim that it's super easy and you can do that. I succeeded in none of them. Like, I had no idea what I'm doing. And then PVA was released and it is super easy, super
It
easy. As I said,
is.
I don't know programming. I don't know code, and be able to see something live just based on you've entered some text, it's really good. So that's where I started sharing the videos on PVA.
Love it.
So let's start off with topics. So you can either go to topics from here, or you can click on the left navigation and click topics. So I've clicked there. So once your instance is ready, you will see I've created a lot of them. You can see, and you can even have multiple bots in the same instance, so which is good as well. But out of the box, you will get lesson 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can see here. Now, one is just a simple topic. Second one comes with a condition, a topic and a condition. Third one comes with a condition plus variable. And fourth one, I think, is with a custom entity. Sorry, the third one also includes inbuilt entities. Now, we are not touching on entities today, but this is like a lesson. So you can look at each of them and understand as a new user or a business user, you or a subject matter expert in your business, you can just click on each of them. Let's click and see what it entails here and what it includes. Um, Name is just the topic name. It's a title you're doing. You can provide a description. Now, usually we think I'll just name it as test, which is not good because if somebody else is looking at it, they would not have any idea what you've done this for. So those are some common mistakes you shouldn't make. You should always give a friendly name where people can understand and provide probably a one-line description. It would help. Then you've got trigger phrases. We'll come to that. I'll go back to topics. Um, so lesson 1 to 4, pretty important. Now, I'll just jump onto system topics because they are really important. It saves a lot of your time not having to create them. So you see the most critical topics are here, which includes greeting, goodbye. So hi, hello, bonjour, hola, everything would be here. If not, you can add them. But as you can see, it has got 52 trigger phrases. So that's your time you have saved there, right? 67 goodbye trigger phrases. Now, since we have mentioned that, let me just tell you one thing about system topics. So I'm just trying to give a brief. System topics comes out of the box. There are 8 topics available, and they are these super basic like greetings, hi, hello, anything like that would be included here. Bye, goodbye, start over. Start over actually starts a conversation or restarts the conversation. So all of them are here
And
now
so,
because I mentioned, yeah,
real quick, just to break that down a little bit, a topic is kind of like a bucket. It's a grouping, right? It's an idea. And then
yeah,
trigger phrases, those are the things that someone might say to then engage that idea.
that is correct.
Okay, cool.
And that reminds me of a very good point that the backbone of Power Virtual Agent is topics. That decides how your conversation pans out or what's the pathway of your conversation. So topics are super critical and how you decide them. We will also talk about how you make them user friendly. You need to really understand your audience. So if you sell, you'll have to pick a product. There's so many, but your target audience can be different, and you need to understand their language, what they speak a lot, and you
Totally.
need to include that in your Power Virtual Agent topic because that defines the personality of your chatbot. So that is really important because it is not just a communication tool, it's your brand as well, be it on your website, within Teams, wherever. So you need to provide a personality to your bot as well, which can happen via topics. So I will now go to one of my topics, which can be, let's go to options. It's super simple, all text here. And you can see I've done a mistake here. No description, and there's one trigger phrase. So it is recommended to have a minimum of 5, as you can see here. So this is one of the best part of Power Virtual Agent. It's always guiding you what to do and what's best. So kind of partially best practices are included in guided visual text to you. So that is important. I've just done this. So trigger phrases is something which somebody can say to this bot as a user. So not as a maker, but as a user who is coming on your website and they have a questions. That's what is trigger phrases, and that's where SMEs will come in picture, and they will say, usually people when they call us or email, this is what they ask. So that then becomes your trigger phrases. So you just transform all of that data. You obviously must have some repository of that somewhere so that you can just keep on adding trigger phrases. Once you've done that, you can just start testing it right here. A few people might want a bigger space for topics. You can just hide your bot like this and work here. But to test your bot, if I just do food options here, it will give me some result. But before that, let's go to the authoring canvas of this topic. This is where we will now talk about the nodes which are provided to you. So you can see the trigger phrases here. You obviously cannot edit it here, but you can go back by clicking on topic details and you can add more there. Now, once I've got this, there is a node here and it gives you three options. Now, this is again dynamic. So depending on which stage of conversation you are, it might increase. So it can show you conditions, for example, or end conversation that can be added towards the end. So what I've done here, based on if somebody asks food options, I ask them a further question, what type of food you're looking for. And I've not written text, but just to show the capability that you can also include emojis. Now, based on that, once I did that, it gave me option to add conditions. That's how I've added conditions here. You can see if I click here, it doesn't say so, but it has provided two more options: go to another topic or end conversation, right? So it is dynamic, very smart, where you can include what. Let me click, probably, I'll just zoom out of this. And if I click here, you can see it gives me add a condition option. So you can add depending on what you want. And again, it understands that, for example, in my case, I think there were four options. So the fifth one becomes anything else. So you see all of the conditions. So I remember creating workflows in Dynamics 365 where you have to even specify all of the conditions. So here you don't have to, it's super simple.
Yeah.
And you're just going step by step again. So I'll just test it out. If I say food options here, so all I've done is whatever was in my mind based on, I provided some options to you and you say burger. And based on that, it gives you some result. So in this case, what it does is if I click on get a burger, that's a location of a restaurant or burger place, and it gives you a GIF. Some of them might include that, oh my God, I really like it. So it's just giving those responses with the help of the topic to your users so they don't feel that it's a boring conversation and then going back to you and calling you about things. So make it interesting.
Yeah. How
That's
did
really,
I've never seen a GIF added in as a result before, though. This is kind of cool.
yeah, I did a video on emojis. Within that video, I've explained how you can do it. This is
Okay.
actually markdown language, which I initially thought that it must be coding, and I don't like it because I know on the ideas forum of Power Virtual Agent community, I can see somebody has put in an idea for including GIFs and pictures. But then when I looked at the markdown language, it was just really square brackets and brackets.
Yeah.
That's it. And you just provide a URL of your GIF.
Nice. I
So
love it.
it's not really code.
That makes it more fun, though. Like, just seeing that, I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, he got GIFs in there. That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how you, now this can keep going. This can keep going to any. So there's, after the condition is met, one of this, you provide another message, then you can just say, did that answer your question or not? So which, again, you don't need to do it from scratch. You just go end conversation and end with survey. Once you do that, it gives you those emojis, smiling and sad face thing, and the user can then click on one of that.
Nice.
That is really good because I don't know how I would include that here. So it's already built in. So that's super easy. You can also go to another topic if you want, or keep on creating a message. These are notes, and I'm pretty sure you might have already created videos on call in action, which is Power Automate. which is very cool as well. That just brings the platform together,
Yep.
and you can further add conditions. So that's nodes within
So
topic.
I want to call out something here that you might not even know that I only got informed about recently. So go ahead and click that plus sign one more time. And let's show that step there, call and action. So that step right there, what that does is it calls into Power Automate, and it allows you to connect a flow into your virtual agent. Now, check this out, Prashant. I learned this recently. Shout out to Kent Weir, who taught me this. When you create a flow in this menu, it actually is subject to a whole different set of licensing agreements. It actually is given 15,000 API calls per day that are separate from your normal pool of API calls, because this flow actually runs on your entitlements for Power Virtual Agents and not your entitlements for Office or Power Automate itself. And so most people don't actually know that when you create a flow for Power Virtual Agents, make sure that you do it from this menu right here. You click that button, create a flow. It takes you to Power Automate. You make the flow, and then you connect it here. Because when you click that create a flow button, it actually goes ahead and takes flow runs from what's given to you by Power Virtual Agents instead of what's given to you by Power Automate. I never knew that there was a difference, that there was like a flag that was checked that counted runs differently, but I found that out recently, and I thought that's an important point to call out for everyone.
Yeah.
So make sure that you make flows from this menu, and you don't go to Power Automate and make the flows and then just find them in this menu. That's not going to give you your savings on flow runs. Make sure you create them here and then select them here.
Yeah, that's like a fun fact. I never knew that either. But it is making sense now because your flow is running in context to your virtual agent. So
Yep. So you get a whole bunch more flow runs for free in that context that don't count against your normal flow run. So if you're a normal flow maker, you're gonna have a big savings just making them here in this context.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, back to you. Sorry.
No, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Now, because I've clicked here, now you can see a lot of things I've done here: customer identification, create a case, and whatnot. Again, you're not basically doing anything. You're doing something, but as a business user, you've written some text. What's your problem? And somebody says, "This is my problem." It can create a ticket in your system with the help of our virtual agent. So again, everything is around topics. Let me just go back to topic details, because this is another important aspect of it, that you can measure each and every topic you have created. So you see a tab here called Analytics. And if I click there, it shows you a Power BI dashboard about the performance of this topic, whether it's been escalated or not, and similar things. So it is available to you right here. If you want to see the overall performance, you can go to Analytics here, but this is related to this topic. So which is a good thing. Basically, you can measure, and Power Virtual Agent is something, it's an ongoing thing based on how much your users are interacting with it. You will have to keep improving the topics. So you will see, okay, this is the point where it's failing and we are getting escalation to the agent. So let's create that within our Power Virtual Agent topic, or embed that answer here or response here.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. We have spoken about system topics and user topics. The third one is suggest topics. So let me show you suggest topic. And while that's happening, now this might take 2 to 4 minutes to happen. I was doing it in Houston user group, and I was like hopeful that it happens within 5 minutes, but it happened pretty quick, like in less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
So it depends. So what I've done is, this is a website where I've got a FAQ.html. That this is very important. It must end with FAQ. So it must be a FAQ page on the website. So I've just copied it, going back to my virtual agent. If I click on suggest topic and enter that URL here and click on add, once I've done that and I go to start, it will fetch everything, including the trigger phrases and responses, which will convert to messages in your Power Virtual Agent just at a click. So if I click start, it will start happening. As you can see, this message here, that's happening. So while that's happening, we will get back to this one, but I'll show you one more thing. So I've got multiple bots here. One of them is community bot. Again, this is plain text I've done. So if I go to Power Virtual Agents community, you go to bot sharing gallery and you can access the bot from here. And this is super easy. So let's say I'm new to the community, the whole Power Platform, and I want to start a conversation, let's say community. It will ask my name because I've created a global variable because I embedded this on my Power Apps portal, but it gives you 5 options here. Let's click on Power Virtual Agents here, and it just gives you a whole bunch of text. Now I can go to forums, galleries, ideas of any of the 5 communities, Dynamics 365 and the Power Platform for sets. It just gives you all of that here. And this is no code, nothing. It's just based on text you have provided here. So I'm just saying that it's super easy. I would
I
have
love
never
it.
imagined
That's
to build
amazing.
it.
It's so
Yeah.
funny because I was like, oh, we should build a bot for the Power Virtual Agents community. You already did it.
It's been there for quite a time.
I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, so we need to pin this so that people can see this. And I need to surface this bot some more, and we should add to it. We should make it like a bot squad project to make the community bot really epic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool. Love this very much.
That is, and this is what I was talking about in the topics when you want to end it, end the conversation. You see that this happens. I have not done this. Did that answer your question? I've not done that. It just happens because I've said end the conversation, and I would say yes. It goes ahead and gives you this survey or rate your experience thing. I will obviously rate myself good. Can I have a few? And then you say no thanks, and that's done. It's
Nice.
all done. So you
Very cool.
chat ended right there. Now let's go back and see what it's telling me is you've got 404 new topic suggestions. This is basically from this COVID-19 FAQ website.
Okay.
I think it's some US health department. Now, if I click here, this is where all my suggested topics are.
Wow.
And if I go to one of them, you can see it is created with what's the question as a trigger phrase and what's the answer or the response to it. So it's done, and it has already ended it with a survey. So it's ready to go. All you now have to do is validate. Wow. So do you want it to add to the topics, or you want to delete the suggestion? So again, it's giving you an opportunity to keep it clean. So you can either delete it or add it to topics.
Well, and then even more, you could add to topics and then edit
it
so that you could change it up to make it perfect. Whoa.
Yeah. So that takes away the whole FAQ page from your website, and probably people control F in searching things. So
wow.
This is really, really cool. I really like suggest topics. And you know what? It's not the limitation, the website thing. So the only thing is you must make sure it's FAQ. But if you've got Dynamics 365 customer service insights, that can also be a suggest topics thing here, because that gives you a list of topics based on your cases, whatever is popular in your customer service app, you can sync it here as well. So
dang. Wow.
So that's just bringing the 2 different apps together and making more sense, because there you can only analyze it, what are the most popular topics we are getting. But if you can include it in the bot, it just gives you a better answer, and you're not getting those topics again as cases.
Amazing.
So that's cool as well. Now, real struggle for a lot of people here is, and I sometimes tend to agree with them, is why cannot I do all of them, which you can here. Now you can either go and add to topics or delete them as well at one go. I think this wasn't there at some point in time, but it's every day we are evolving in terms of platforms. So
Nice.
you get
So
these things.
so we wanted it and now we got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay, good. Good.
yeah, so that's really good because you can do it. But I would, as an SME or maker, I would always go through them one by one, because you this is going to the public and you don't want to commit a mistake. So you just
Totally.
need to validate it.
Totally.
Okay, and I think I've covered three types of topics, and you saw this was like pretty quick, in a
That
minute
was
probably,
that was
like
quick.
200 topics created in less than a minute.
Yep.
The last one is fallback topic, which you do not from here, but you need to go to settings, and then you need to go to system fallback. And once you go there, so I have deleted my fallback, but that's for this demo purpose, that you can just go and click on add. It gives you the default behavior, it gives you the fallback. Once you click on add, it would create a new topic in the system, which will escalate it. Now, when it says escalate, that means you would need to transfer to an agent. That would be escalation. So that's another setup you will have to do. So if I click on add, it will do it, but while it's doing, okay, it happens.
Nice.
Now, if I click on go to fallback topic, it's now here in my authoring canvas, and you can see this is what it says. Basically, this is really important. In some cases, you might not have created that topic, right? And somebody's asking that question. What would you show to them as a
Mhm.
response? So this is where this comes in handy, where you can do it. But obviously it shows you escalate, so you'll have to escalate with transfer to the agent, where you can use omni-channel or your own tool you've got. When I said omni-channel, I by default meant Dynamics 365.
Yep.
Let me just click and share it. Say here, Dynamics 365 omni-channel, or bring your own engagement hub. So integration is possible for handoff, and that's how you can do it. So I've done it pretty short because I'm aware you've got something in your
Yeah,
channel.
if I have a video that shows you how to manage fallback, and if you would like to use fallback as another channel of communication, possibly for users who might speak a different language than English, you have some possibilities there where you can use the unrecognized trigger phrase to then hand off to a virtual agent, which does some translation. And so there's many possibilities there where it can go to a human, it can hand off to additional agents, it can have additional skills that take place. There's a lot of possibilities in this realm. And so I'll go ahead and add that video link to the description so you can check that out as well.
Oh, and that reminds me of a very good thing, that you can make your bots in multiple languages. Most languages are supported. So if you see Hola here, that's the Spanish bot, and that's what I selected it for. Now, what happens is all your system topics would be generated in that language. So again, you don't have to do anything extra there. So I thought that's really good if that
Totally.
much work has been done behind the scenes. So,
Absolutely.
oh God, you see, because I would never be doing the translate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Man, this is awesome. And so, one thing I'd love to call out about topics, it was funny when I started, Prashant, I actually just started coding a whole, I build flows, right? I come from the flow world. And so, what I started doing was creating a whole bunch of logic behind a single topic. Right. And so what I did was I started creating all sorts of branches in my conversation in
Yeah.
one single topic. And so what I've learned, watching other people, is topics are for a single idea, right? And so if you want to talk about, let's say you have a business and you sell clothing, you would have one topic for t-shirts. You would have a separate topic for shoes. You wouldn't have a clothing topic that included all those things and try and create logic behind the scenes to route behind it, because what you would do then is you would try and outsmart your bot. And so
Yeah.
the best idea is one topic for one idea, because what's going to happen is that bot will actually bring the user back and forth between your different topics for you without you having to manage that logic.
That is absolutely right.
Yeah. And it's funny because coming from a flow background, in my mind, I had to manage all the logic. Okay, well, if they decide this, let's go here. If they decide that,
Yeah.
let's go there. But
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much natural language processing the bot had. I didn't recognize how quickly it could hand off between topics. And so just something to call out to you. Don't be afraid to compartmentalize all your ideas in separate topics. Have hundreds of topics. That's what they're there for.
Yeah. I think I missed on one thing because we spoke about creating topics,
Okay.
but I never said to publish it. So it is really important to publish your bot. So it allows you
Yes.
to test it here once it's saved, but that doesn't mean it would be available to the public. So make sure you click on publish and publish it.
Yep, absolutely. That is vital. And then once you publish it there, you'll be able to go ahead and configure multiple channels. And great news for everyone, Power Virtual Agents is absolutely free in Teams. And so if you would like to create a bot for your team or your organization, go ahead and take advantage of that ability to go ahead and start using this functionality today and get your bot helper inside of Teams.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's another thing that's kind of not entirely known. I'll go ahead and put a link to the description for that in the description as well, so that you can see with your Teams licensing, Power Virtual Agents is included. There are some caveats, right? If you try and share the bot outside of Teams, if you try and add certain functionalities, that goes above and beyond that agreement, but you can do everything we showed today completely free in Teams. So pretty big deal.
That would be awesome.
That's right. I know, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. I was like, wait a second. So we went from this to this. Okay, good news. So yes, awesome. Prashant, my friend, thank you so much for coming and hanging out and teaching us about virtual agent topics today. Really appreciate you being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, and you guys at home watching, go ahead and check the description. There's going to be a whole bunch of links. First and foremost, get connected with Prashant. Check him out on Twitter. Check out his blog. Check out his videos. He is in the Power Virtual Agents community, putting valuable content all the time. So be sure to check him out and get connected there. And that brings me to the community. I'll have a link there as well. Get registered for the Power Virtual Agent community. We have a webinar and video gallery where there's tons of great videos. We have a bot sharing gallery where people are sharing. Look at this. There it is. Boom. Webinar and video and bot sharing. And then also we have a MBAS gallery where you can check out past sessions from past events. It's a great place to be connected. It's a great place to learn and a great place to get information. All right, my friends, that's it from us for today. Go ahead and click like, go ahead and get subscribed so that you don't miss another video. Much love. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya. Thank you.